Hi hand readers. In this little video I'm going to be sharing the content of my 18 lesson course. This is the training for those of you who want to actually practice how to read hands, professionally that is. I've dubbed this course Passion because it does require a lot of passion, passion that I've luckily and been blessed with for 30 years, and somehow one just keeps breathing life into this wonderful realm of palmistry and chirology, and it never goes away. It's like it never ends. There's always something new to learn. So this course, 18 lessons, 18 hours with me on Skype. What you receive is a training manual, which is in fact my book. You can see it in this photograph here. This is the cover. Beautiful, I have to say myself. It's very well illustrated, especially. And then you'll receive also this first book of mine, which is 5-Element Chirology and Traits of Being A to Z. I've called it the Craft of Palmistry, actually. But it's a kind of a mix of all various aspects of hand reading. Very great little resource material, very useful. And then you get an EPUB copy of my book, God-Given Glyphs, Fingerprints, which obviously has to do with fingerprints and dermatoglyphics. Also a very nice, helpful little book for analyzing what a fingerprint might mean on which finger it appears. And then you get 8 structured lessons with 8 worksheets. And with each lesson you get a set of assorted notes and illustrations that pertain to the content of that lesson. And as an extra contribution for your participation in my 18-lesson training course, I also offer you a PDF version of my most recently published book, which is called Signs and Symbols on the Mounts. And this is the book that I looked into the more sort of gypsy-ish aspects of how to read hands, the more esoteric areas of the old traditional palmistry, which I think you'll enjoy. In this training course, like with all my training courses, I really love to work with your own set of handprints. So you will receive instructions on how to print hands. If you are going to become passionate about hand reading, obviously you're going to need to learn how to print hands, meaning you'll have to source the material needed to learn to take palm prints, and of course I'll support you all the way with that. I'll also send you 10 sample prints of interesting sets of hands that together, as an interweaving throughout the training that we explore, we bring it up on the screen and we dialogue about the various markings and features of that particular set of hands. How the lessons work. So in the first lesson we are going to connect a little bit, get to know each other. I will discuss with you what you know already, what there is to learn, what your hopes and dreams are in terms of your vision with regard to doing the work of the chirologist or hand reader. We're going to be talking about how to submit your own set of handprints. We'll be talking about what we see about hands from a distance and so much more. Then we move on to lesson 2, where you will have received your first set of notes, your first worksheet, so to speak, or your first set of course notes, your lecture, essentially. And we will go through the material in lesson 2 as to what you need to learn to submit that back to me. And then in lesson 3, we go through your answers. And the process repeats itself until we come to approximately lesson 10, in which point we change gears and we move into the counselling and coaching section, and for that you receive another set of notes. By the end of the training you will have a full A4 file, like a lever arch file, full of notes, so there won't be any shortage of material. This will be quite a lot of printing to do should you choose to print. I do recommend you print the training manual. This course requires time, focus, commitment and discipline. I offer a period of 2 years to support you through the training. I don't recommend that you take nearly as long as that. I think you could pull it off in 6 months if you're willing to work at it. The 8 modules that you have to answer the worksheets on is probably the hardest part, but of course I love that idea of discipline giving you freedom. Once you've completed that section, or the component parts of what there is to really study in terms of the shape, the skin, the mounts, the dermatoglyphics, the fingers, the thumb, and the lines, then through weaving throughout, we bring in the intuition and the counselling and coaching aspect, and then we deepen so much into the counselling and coaching and into print reading towards the latter part of the training course. So you'll really have a very solid grounding. You'll know exactly how to read hands by the end. And as I mentioned in my previous video, if you watched it, there's no global criteria that sets a bar. You have to assume your own authority in terms of whether you feel adequate to go out and do this work. I do offer a very attractive little certificate, though, to say that you have trained with me. The cost of the training is listed below. There's more about it at my website. You'll see the website link at the end of this video. Thanks so much for watching. Remember, I've got 3 training courses. I've called them Curiosity, Interest, and Passion. Curiosity is 3 lessons, Interest is 9 lessons, and this one, Passion, is 18 lessons.